down. And thank you, Glenna. Thank you, Susan, Marianne, and everyone who's a volunteer here. It means so much to be of service. Thank you. I'm surprised the roof is still on. Really? Oh, so goosebumps. Talk about goosebumps, right? So I like to start with something funny. You ready for that? Yeah? So a minister asked a lady in the back of the church, the back row right there, and she asked to name name 3 hymns. And the lady was so enthused. The minister said, "Well, now, which 3 hymns would you like?" And the lady said, "I'd take him and him and him." You know what's so fun is I see so many I won't call you old friends, longtime friends. We won't call you old. There's people waving. We love that, waving and smiling. And so today we're going to explore together being fully alive. We'll explore the pause that awakens, the power of an inner fire, turning into our sacred longing and joy. Ready for that? Fasten your seatbelts. And sometimes, we're not always the most clear and calm and composed. And the other day I became aware that, I was trying to be present and mindful, but my anxiety and my to-do list had a meeting without me. So there I was. And does that sound familiar? I'm the only one, right? So there I was trying to meditate. I was lighting a candle, feeling a sense of oneness, and my mind was like a toddler on espresso. In that moment, I realized, when I was thinking, did I pay that bill? What if I never write that book? Is that tofu in the fridge still good? Probably not. I don't know. But in that moment, I realized that being fully alive doesn't have to be that we're calm and composed all the time. It means being awake in the middle of a real, messy, luminous human experience. So how do we do that? Well, there's a pause that awakens. So I have my daily spiritual practice of coffee. It's my spirit animal. And it's a spiritual experience. And it's quite bold. Yes. So one of my teachers, she talks about the pause that awakens, not only with the coffee, but one of my teachers, Dr. Tara Brock, she blends Western psychology with Eastern spiritual practices. She teaches a sacred pause. It's that split second between doing and being. So we get to start being fully alive. And another one of my teachers of mindfulness meditation, Dr. Jack Kornfield, he calls it the moment that we put down our heavy bags from a long journey. And because we may have some areas in our life that feel heavy. And then there's also some areas that feel light and bright. So today's daily word is about guidance. And so listening to that, I grew up with daily word on the breakfast table. And so it's a really good breakfast to have, right? Anyone else have that for breakfast? Daily word? Yeah. So let's do this. Let's be this. Let's take another deep breath. And feel your feet. And notice that you're already here. There's nothing else you need to earn to be alive. We're already here. And Jack Kornfield continues, he affirms for us, you were born worthy. Everything else is just remembering. So for spiritual practice, each morning before the cell phone, the emails, the errands, we can take just that place where there's that sacred aliveness and place our hand on our heart and say, what is it like to bask in this presence? What is it like to be me today? What is it like? Maybe even before we get out of bed. So each day we can also choose a task like washing dishes, the zen of washing dishes, driving, especially on Highway 69 right now, brushing our teeth like a meditation. We can breathe and feel and be there. So how do we do this? Well, there's a power of inner fire. The co-founder of the Unity Movement, Charles Fillmore, taught one of the 12 principles for us to express our full potential. He taught zeal, enthusiasm, passion, the ability to pursue one's potential with fervor. And we've heard this quote. He has it written on a piece of paper that says, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm," a lot of nodding heads, "and spring forth with a mighty faith." That's a pretty lively breakfast affirmation. So unity is not only a faith, but it's a way of life. A founder of another branch of the New Thought tree, Dr. Ernest Holmes, reminds us that life is for us and not against us. That life is forever dynamic and forever creating through us, as us. So these aren't just affirmations, they're invitations. Ready to accept an invitation? All right. Another one of the principles is life. There's vitality, there's animation, the continuous unfolding of one's potential. So life, we know, is not about surviving. Life is moving through us, as us, creative, bold like that coffee. And for example, I'll give you some affirmations, and I'll ask you to repeat after me. I am a radiant expression of divine energy. I am a radiant expression of divine energy. I am alive with purpose and joy. I am alive with purpose and joy. And even if you whisper it in your car while holding the coffee and wondering what your dog or a cat ate, especially then, I invite you to again say after me, I am a radiant expression of divine energy. I am a radiant expression of divine energy. I am alive with purpose and joy. I am alive with purpose and joy. So we can tune in. Not only can we pause and awaken to the power of that inner fire, but we can tune in. For a while, I was serving as a minister in different states, and someone said, well, what state are you in now? And I said, a state of joy. Joy is an expression. It's a state where we're clear, uplifted, and aligned. Best-selling author we're familiar with is Wayne Dyer. He says, change the way you look at things. And chime in. The things and the things you look at change. Yeah. So being fully alive means noticing if we're feeling a little bit out of sync, and we can gently turn ourselves back, not by force, but by awareness. One evening, I was annoyed. I know I'm the only one that gets annoyed, right? So I was annoyed. And my neighbor had this chime, and it was clanging, and I was having this Zoom meditation class. And then I realized that it was the exact same key as my singing bowl. They were collaborating on a duet when I became aware. So our spiritual nature is in harmony all the time. It's offering us harmony all the time. So the question is, are we tuned in? So a good spiritual practice is, I can ask myself the question, what would being aligned feel like in this moment? We can take a few deep breaths, and breathing longer on the exhale really works. It's like shifting your car. Takes us from that sympathetic, that fight or flight or flee, into that parasympathetic, that more relaxation response. So it is like shifting your car. It's an amazing practice. So even 3 or 4 breaths, there's research that just says there's a sense of calm that just really shifts. So what I know is that we have a sacred longing to experience this pause, this awareness. And the mystic poet Rumi says, try to be like a tree. Even when you're chopped down, we grow again from the roots. So we can come back to our roots, that foundation that we know so well. To be fully alive means being aware and honoring our longing. It's not a problem to solve, but it's a compass pointing toward our soul's home. So there's a story about a woman who felt restless, kind of like that wind chime. And she kept saying, I need a big life change. And then she paused and got quiet. She heard, you don't need to change your life. You need to show up fully for the life you have. So we can practice asking ourselves not what's wrong, but we can say, what is life longing to express through me now? There's the creative emergence. So even our restlessness is sacred. It's calling ourselves, our souls home. And then we can ask, what is seeking to emerge through me now? And oftentimes it's joy. It's not what should I be doing, but it's what's arising in me that's bigger than fear or doubt or worry. There's something that's rising up, that expression of joy. The great philosopher, Lily Tomlin, she says the road to success is always under construction. We're not just paying bills, we're circulating divine energy. We're not just doing laundry. I try and do it quarterly if I can, just kidding. But we're anointing garments with grace. We're not just in traffic, we're in a four-wheeled monastery. You know, being fully alive is holy, it's also absurd sometimes, so we laugh. We laugh loud, and then we laugh often. So it's wild, it's holy, it's hilarious, and most days our life is held together with duct tape and divine grace. The poet Mary Oliver asks, tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? So being fully alive means we don't separate our humor from our holiness, our wellness, our well-being. We don't leave laughter at the door of the temple, but we bring it in and let it echo in the rafters. A gentleman once shared that he was trying to be on a silent retreat for the first time. He lasted about 3 hours before he whispered, he says, I think I just heard God. And she said, go get a snack. God has a sense of humor, and that's why squirrels exist, too. So this week, even do something joyful with no productive purpose. We can dance, we can laugh, we can sing off key, which I do often, wear glitter to the store. It's not a distraction from spiritual life. It is spiritual life. So I invite us to affirm after me, if you would. I am a radiant expression of life. I am a radiant expression of life. I release resistance and allow joy to rise. I release resistance and allow joy to rise. So what we know is being fully alive is not a final destination. It's something that when we arrive, I mean, it's not after we clean up, not after we fix up. We don't have to earn our way there. But what does it mean to be fully alive? Well, it means we pause and reconnect with the presence. We ignite our divine spark and express life boldly. We align with joy and follow the energy that feels like love. We honor our deepest longings as sacred guidance. We open to this vision that is emerging through us, as us from within. And we remember to laugh because joy is a holy sound. So I invite us to have a daily practice, a sacred pause. You can always put your hand on your heart and ask, what is it like to be me today? Or what is it like to bask in this loving presence, to be in abiding love. We can have an affirmation. I am a radiant expression of life. We can check in with ourselves. How in sync am I? Does this make me feel heavy, or is it something light? Does it light me up, or does it weigh me down? Sacred listening, too. What is this longing that is emerging through me? And then have that joyful expression. Do something just for the joy of it. Don't need to have even a purpose, but just trust and know that there's that joyful expression. So to summarize, to be fully alive is not a someday goal. It's a right now choice. So let's choose presence. Let's choose joy. Choose to laugh as a divine expression. We're not here to just get through life. We're here to shine through it. Being fully alive is a practice, a presence, a permission, giving ourselves permission. Let us live as if the divine within us is just, it's laughing with us, it's longing through us, it's dancing as us. And in the words of Rumi, let yourself be silently drawn to the strange pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray. So today, we pause, align, listen, and laugh. And sizzle with zeal. The first service really liked that word. Sizzle with zeal. We tune into our inner song. And above all, be deeply, wildly, beautifully alive. Thank you. Good morning. I invite us to turn within for a moment of inner celebration, and we'll have a chance just to become fully here and present, allowing and accepting that there's a very loving presence. And it's who we truly are, trusting and knowing that there's an infinite presence of grace, of love, of a peaceful nature. And so just with the fullness of acceptance, of that acceptance, I invite us to just notice our breath. And feel free to take a few deep breaths, knowing that there is this very presence that is breathing us. And I invite us to breathe longer on the exhale, just having a few deep and full breaths, breathing longer on the exhale, allowing and accepting and appreciating this very moment, this very now moment. And just if you'd like to scan your body, perhaps feel your feet on the floor. Being well supported by the chair that you're in, feeling that support. Releasing any tension, perhaps just whatever we brought with us, it's okay to leave it outside, and we can always pick it up again when we leave. And treat ourselves a little gently with a sense of calm and clarity. And again, just falling back to your breath, just noticing and being aware of this very moment. And again, scanning your body, you might feel just any tension dropping from the shoulders. Feeling a bit taller, perhaps, than when we entered this room together. Taller and lighter and brighter. So just basking in this true essence, abiding in love, trusting and knowing that all is well, that there's a sense of vibrant vitality and radiant health and so much love which is overflowing, abiding and abounding in love. And just coming back to our breath, the fullness and the depth of our breath, just allowing this very present moment to be here and for us to be in this divine presence fully and freely with a deep sense of peace and joy and so much love overflowing. For this I am grateful, and knowing that we can recall and remember at any time and appreciate this amazing moment, this very present moment of being fully alive, with grace, with ease, and a deep sense of peace and calm abiding. For this I am grateful, and so it is, and so be it. Amen.